Hey there, I'm Chris with PearsonCopy.com, and I'm here to help your brand make more sales with email. Today, as a part of my 100 email breakdown challenge, I'm going to be breaking down a brand email from, I believe it's called Hattie, Hattie Home. I believe it's a furniture office um, product brand. I'm going to be breaking this down. This is their welcome email, so that's the context of the email, and I'll go ahead and dive in. So their subject line: elevated design, quality craftsmanship, sustainable living. So this is like their tagline. It's like their brand tagline. They got three statements here: elevated, quality, sustainable, and they put that in the subject line. So they don't use an offer. They don't say welcome to community. They don't say hello from the CEO. They don't do anything else. They just put their tagline in the subject line and run with it. I'd imagine that they could probably do something else to get more clicks, or sorry, more opens, which would lead to more clicks and sales. But I'd imagine they're testing this, and this is what they've landed on so far. But something else, the combo here is like it's from Hattie Home, and Julia at HattieHome.com is what the email where the email came from. But as far as I can tell, nowhere in this email Julia is even mentioned. So I don't know if they're doing something for deliverability, or if they're trying to get people to feel like it's from a personal person without actually having it from a person. I'm not really sure here, but I do appreciate that they're using the email from Julia. Um, but with that concern being mentioned, I think that there could be some upgrades here with their subject line and from name. Otherwise, I think that their email does pretty good. As we move down the email here, the first header item here is most items in stock. I'm not really sure what they're trying to address here when it comes to fear or a desire or motive or anything. If most items are in stock, then there's going to be a handful of items that are out of stock. So this is usually used for like, hey, this is out of stock. Get notified when it's back in stock, and you can send emails when you actually restock things and update your store. I'd assume this is just a notice that like, hey, most items are in stock. Maybe it's part of the time with all the health concerns and everything of stores and supply chains and things like that. Maybe they're just mentioning this because they want people to know most things are in stock. You can't shop and can't buy what you want. So just some confusion there around that. It kind of stopped me in my tracks and was like, okay, that's great. It should be in stock, right? So just some thoughts there of like when you're doing header or just copy in general, think about what does that actually cause in the reader's brain? Like, what are they actually thinking? What's the next couple thoughts after they read this? And those are just mine after I read that. So it's just something to consider. They probably have a good reason for this. But I would just consider what that actually tells your reader after they read this. Next piece is going to be their brand name, and it looks like they typically use their brand name there as their logo as well. Hattie Home, and then the tagline again here: elevated design, quality craftsmanship, sustainable living. They're really hitting that home. They really want to focus on that, so they said it again. And then they have a little statement here: welcome to Hattie Home, where you'll find outstanding design, meticulous craftsmanship, and carefully curated materials, and our durable furniture that's built to last a lifetime. So they have a bunch of features, right? And the really close benefit is built to last a lifetime. So that's kind of a benefit. It is a benefit because it's going to last a lifetime, but it doesn't really. I have to do a lot of work mentally to think, okay, what does a last a lifetime mean? Not a lot of products say they'll last a lifetime. They're very few, and it definitely falls in with the sustainable, quality, and elevated, the craftsmanship, design, and living. It definitely fits that theme. So kudos there. But I would consider dimensionalizing this a little more of like last a lifetime. Like, what does that mean? It means that you're going to be able to hand down this furniture to your kids, or you're going to be able to hand this furniture down to your grandkids, or you're going to have the same rocking chair for the next 50 years, and you're never going to have to replace it because it lasts forever. Something like that. Like, put the product in the customer's brain and in their life so they can imagine it. That's how you dimensionalize things, how they're going to use it, how it's going to benefit them, and just what it actually looks like in their life so they can imagine it and see themselves with the product before they even buy it. That's going to help when you ask for the sale later. So yeah, moving down. And then after that section, they just have a image here. I'm assuming these are products from Hattie. It's just a branded image. It's actually pretty big and it takes up a lot of space. So something here is I'm not opposed to images. I'm not opposed to design, but just putting something like this in an email just because it's an image and it looks nice. I want to know what the reason is and the motive behind this. If you're trying to brand something, you put the brand name on it. People aren't going to assume that this is a product from your store. They might say, "Oh, that looks cool. I hope they have that product if they like it. If not, they're just going to scroll past this and say, "Okay, where's my coupon code or my incentive?" So maybe consider removing this to see if your click throughs and sales go up, or making this smaller. Potentially making it up here with your elevated design, quality craftsmanship, put that image between the tagline here and the paragraph so people have like a gap, or they can bridge that gap between the two. This image is probably slid up here underneath this paragraph, but my PDF copied it over a little weird. So yeah, that's just something here is like if you just have random images floating, it could cause issues with your click-throughs and potential sales. So like I said, remove or scroll up or move it up, or make it smaller so that people can get to it and get through it a little quicker. Next section is going to be the discount code or the incentive. Enjoy 10% off your first purchase. Use code random string of characters. So if you watch any of my other videos, I've mentioned this too. This here is, most people aren't going to be able to remember that, and they might take a note and put it down somewhere on their phone. But unless this is auto filled at checkout, which I'd assume it is, I would say, hey, this code is auto filled at checkout. Just hit shop now to start, and we'll put that code in your cart once you get your products and you're ready to buy. They don't mention that, so I'm not really sure if I have to remember this or not. And again, like I mentioned before, if somebody says, "Oh, cool, I got my 10% off," say, "I'm not going to buy now. I'm going to go sit on the couch and watch TV. I'm going to make dinner, take care of the kids, take their dog out, whatever," and they end up somewhere else, and maybe they're on their phone instead of their computer, or vice versa. Where do they get this code? Like they have to go all the way back to the email. They have to go back to the email to get the code, then go shop now, instead of just saying, "Oh, I want to buy now." Go, and they already know the code in their head because it's like Welcome 10 or Hattie Home 10 or something like that. That's easy to remember, and they can just go buy. This string of characters may be a security thing where it's like, hey, we want to make sure every single person has a different code, or it's just randomly generated. But the trade-off there is it causes more friction for somebody to buy. And especially for the first purchase, we want it to be as frictionless and as easy as possible to click buy. Add something to shop, add to the cart, and buy. This code, as small as it may seem, can get in the way of you making more sales because it is not something that's easy to remember, and it's just a random string of characters. So something to consider. Moving down, this is just a category section. So you can click on any of these and it goes to those specific categories, which I think is great right after the shop now button. If they're like, yeah, I don't know, here's the code. They want to say, oh, I want lounges or tables or something specific. They can come click on that and it'll take it directly to that category. And then the last few pieces here, have questions, we are here for you, email us. So very few brands actually have this at the bottom where you can say, hey, just email us. So I think this is really cool. It makes it so you can actually reply. This email is from, let's see here. I believe this is, yeah. So it's from Julia. So I'd imagine that if you hit reply here, if you hit the email, nope, the mail to is hello@hattiehome.com. So for whatever reason, they use Julia at as the from email. And from here on out, if you reply or any kind of other emails, you're going to have hello@hattiehome.com. So I think this is cool either way because you can actually communicate with the brand and it opens up that conversation channel. People do have questions. And if they have questions, then you can take those questions to them in emails. So any time you can get feedback or a feedback loop from customers or ideal prospects, open that channel and talk to them. And then finally, you have your footer, sign-up for information, and the end of the email here. So overall, I think Hattie Home's doing a decent job. I think there's a few things I would test or tweak or change. Otherwise, I think they're doing great. And with that being said, if you want to see more of these breakdown videos, go over to my YouTube channel and check them out. I'm doing 100 emails in 100 days as a breakdown challenge. Bring your notepad and pen and take some notes and take those insights back to your brand so you can make more sales with email. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.